Hello, this is Marcos Lerma, and today I'm going to be talking about the transportation modes in logistics. As a brief introduction to the transportation modes, I would start saying that in the world of trade, the company with the ability to transport freight in the most cost and time efficient manner prevails in the industry. Therefore, an essential part of transportation management lies in building an efficient supply chain from the six main modes of transportation: road, maritime, air, rail, intermodal, and pipeline. Understanding the strengths and weaknesses of each mode is paramount to building an effective supply chain. The first and most common mode of transportation in logistics is road transportation. From walking to horses to wagons, to bikes, to cars, to trucks, road transportation has been around longer than any other and is the most utilized in logistics. At the same time, it provides a faster and less costly means of transporting goods over short distances. Other modes of transport, like water, air, or rail, may incur delays in transit of goods, with loading and reloading required in multiple locations. On the other hand, road transportation can provide a door-to-door service, which is really comfortable for the customer in today's lazy society. These are some of the craziest facts about road transportation. 650 billion of manufactured goods are transported by truck annually. Around the US, 70% of the freight is transported by truck. In total, trucks transport over 650 billion in manufactured goods annually. Therefore, there are 3.5 million truck drivers moving goods and freight across the country, which is about 7% of the countries working for the trucking industry. Moving forward with the presentation, it's time to introduce the rail transportation. This kind of transportation allows very large volumes over long distances that can be reached via waterways. Some of the advantages that we can find is that rail transportation is very dependable, as it is the least affected by weather conditions such as rains, fog, etc., compared to other modes of transport like airplane or water transport, which can be stopped by really bad conditions. It also allows to transport a larger capacity than airplanes or trucks, and it is very organized. On the other hand, we can also find disadvantages, such as the large investment of capital that this method requires. Also, there is a big lack of flexibility, and you cannot find the door-to-door service in this kind of transportation. In most of the countries, there is also a monopoly controlled by the government, which does not allow other businesses to build an economy. Once we've seen the first two methods of transportation, road and rail, we are going to move with maritime transportation, which is the transportation of goods thanks to these big shipments through water. Some of the advantages that you can find is that you have the possibility to ship large volumes to points that can be reached by water. On the other, one of the biggest disadvantages is the accessibility. Water transport is only a viable option if your shipping destination is located on a navigable waterway. In 2021, we can find huge engineering projects like the Panama Canal that have expanded the reach of water transportation and made water transportation way more valuable. Another disadvantage that we can find with shipments is the speed. Moving product by water is slow, typically 5 to 11 miles per hour for inland and 20 miles per hour for ocean. As a fun fact that I found doing my research in those different transportation modes is that the largest ship in the world could be used to transport the Eiffel Tower, which is one of the biggest monuments in Europe, located in Paris, France, with a weight of 10,000 tons and a height of 1,000 feet. That could give us an image of what a shipment could transport. Next one is air transportation, which is the newest mode of transportation. This method is used when the time and speed are critical. And personally, this is my favorite one of all the transportation modes that I found. Advantages of the air transportation is the high-speed transport, the comfortable and quick services, and the lack of investment that you need to make in construction of track. There's also no physical barriers. On the other hand, some disadvantages that we can find is the high cost that requires this kind of transportation, the small carrying capacity, and the last disadvantage is that this transportation mode can be easily affected by weather, and therefore delay the whole process of delivery. Last but not least, we can find the pipeline transportation. This method offers an extremely low cost, but pipelines, at the same time, can only move fluid commodities like chemicals, gas, oil, and water. Another fun fact that I found throughout my research was the way that German teams use the pipelines transportation mode. This is the Veltins Arena, a stadium that is used by the team Schalke 04 from the Bundesliga in Germany, and they use the pipelines to move beer around the stadiums and therefore supply all the stands. This may sound crazy and not typical at all, but it's a really effective method to move the beer all over the stadium and supply all the different stands where there's a high demand. And this is the end of my presentation. Hope you have enjoyed watching all the information that I've provided you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Goodbye.